welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here or if you guys are not, my name is Henny, and we just be vibing over here. Today's video is going to be about Ramadan and how Ramadan is literally around the corner. Like, Ramadan is literally this Saturday, I'm sure, or this Sunday. I just thought that I'd come on here and share what I'm planning to do in order to prep for Ramadan in terms of like productivity and making sure that my Ramadan goes exactly how I want it to go. Hopefully this helps you guys as well, and hopefully you guys can pick up some tips and tricks from this. I wrote down in my notes what it is that I need, what it is that I'm planning to do in order to prep for Ramadan, and that's exactly what I'm going to share with you guys. So go grab a drink, go grab a snack. Me personally, I have my little detox lemonade thingy right here. I feel like a lot of people go through Ramadan without actually getting done what they need to get done, and it kind of just goes by, and then at the end of Ramadan they probably feel like, damn, what did I do? I know for a fact I felt like that couple Ramadans, and it was not a good feeling. Like, I tell you, it was not a good feeling. It just felt like I wasted time, and if you know me, you know that I hate feeling like I wasted time. I feel like it's good to come into Ramadan already being slightly prepared, you know? So let's get right into it. Bro, one thing about me, I'm gonna have a long ass intro. Like, well, I was already yapping for 3 minutes. The number one thing that you guys could do in order to prep for Ramadan and to ensure that you have a productive Ramadan, number one, write down your goals or make a vision board. You can do both of these, because I feel like in order to make a vision board, you need to know what it is that you're envisioning. The whole reason why I say this is because, number one, there's visual people out there, and then the non-visual people. And I feel like in general, in order to make a vision board, you literally need to, number one, know what it is that you're visualizing. Like me personally, I'm a visual person, so I gotta write down what my goals are, and then after that I basically find pictures that match up with the words, you know what I mean? So in terms of Ramadan, I feel like you guys could also do the same thing. I feel like writing down your goals is very important, because it's like, if you sit down and you plan to write something down, there's a certain level of intention there. So it's like, as long as you have that intention and you know what it is that you want to achieve during Ramadan, it's like, now you can go out and find the photos that you need in order to have your vision board. And then we already know what the purpose of a vision board is, you know what I mean? Like, if you're looking at what you want to achieve every day, there's going to be a higher percentage rate of you potentially achieving what it is that you want to achieve. So write down what your goals are, and number two, make that vision board. But honestly, I feel like the vision board is not a must. At least make sure that you write down what your goals are. Like, if you're not able to make a vision board, if you don't have the time to make the vision board, me personally, I don't think I have the time to make the vision board this year, but I did include Ramadan goals into my yearly vision board that I already made. But if you guys have the time to make the vision board, I would definitely advise you guys to make the vision board. But if you don't have time, don't stress too much about it. Just make sure you write down what it is that you're trying to do this Ramadan. Like, what are you trying to do this Ramadan? Are you trying to go to Tarawih every night? Are you trying to finish a book? Are you trying to finish the Quran? Are you trying to do tafsir? Like, whatever it is, go write it down, so that way you know what you're doing. Now let's move on to number two. Reflect on your past Ramadans. And when I say this, I mean like reflect in terms of what you achieved during the past Ramadans, what you didn't achieve, what it is that you're trying to achieve. After you reflect, you're probably going to be able to pinpoint what it is that you want to achieve more easily. I feel like the whole reason why I'm super aware of what I want to achieve is because I sat down and I reflected with myself. I was like, girl, what was a flop, what was not? What did we get done and what did we not get done? And that reflection is basically helping me realize, like, for this year, like, I know exactly what I'm going to put my energy into and what my priorities are. And then there's also a couple like added goals in that as well. With the reflection, it's gonna be more easy to hone in on what you actually want your Ramadan to look like, and what it is that you actually want to achieve. I feel like anytime you reflect on something, you get a lot of insight on that. It's a very eye-opening experience. Definitely say, get that notebook, get that journal, and reflect on your past Ramadans. And from there, like I said in the first one, write down what it is that you're trying to make sure you get done this Ramadan. Okay, the third thing I feel like we need to you guys need to add into your Ramadan prep, might be a hard one, y'all. Eliminate distraction. Let me say it one more time. Eliminate distraction. And when I say that, that also includes that TikTok feed. It includes the TikTok feed, it includes the Instagram Reels feed, it includes the Twitter feed, especially Twitter. Like, you never know what you'll see on Twitter. The whole reason why I say this is because, let's be real, sometimes our feeds are not productive, they are not helpful. Even though it's entertaining, even though it's a little funny, you're gonna get a little giggling, but it's like, are you getting them reads in? Are you getting them praise in? Are you getting them du'as in? Right. Yeah, I feel like you should at least eliminate a certain level of distractions, aka social media. But if your social media is already full of like things that have to do with Ramadan and deen and like, you know, self-development, then it's like you're good, you know what I mean? You're good. But to the people who don't have that on their feed, we're gonna have to either do a detox. We're gonna have to start that detox now. I'm not changing anything about my routine. It's not really gonna feel like Ramadan. Honestly, I'd also say that like if this is something that you can't do yet, then I'd say at least set a time limit. You know what I mean? Like if you're just going through TikTok or if you're just going to Instagram or if you're watching a show, like at least set a time limit. Let's move on. Fix your sleep schedule. Oh my god, the way I need to do this right now currently, because I don't know why literally a week leading up to Ramadan my sleep schedule literally just completely did a flip around, a flop around. The whole reason why I say fix your guys' sleep schedule is because listen, you can't just sleep during the whole day during Ramadan, because are you really fasting if you're sleeping the whole time? It's just so backwards and completely counterintuitive, because I feel like once we fix that sleep schedule we can really be in Ramadan how we're actually supposed to be in Ramadan. And on top of that, it also gives you more time to be productive. Like if you want to do anything that has to do with perfecting your deen, like you can literally do that as you're awake within the daytime. And you can also make sure you pray all your prayers on time. If you're awake, you can also make sure that you get those prayers in on time. Having a good sleep schedule during Ramadan is not going to be it. Like, and it's definitely gonna lead to a flop Ramadan. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. All I'm trying to say to you guys is that we need to fix those sleep schedules, because once we have that fixed sleep schedule, we will definitely have a more productive day. We're doing things that ultimately lead to us achieving the goals that we wrote down for our Ramadan, and it just leads to a more productive day in general. Thing that I feel like we should also potentially try to add into our Ramadan prep if we have the time, because I feel like some people might not have time for this, is to meal prep. And the whole reason why I say this is because I don't know why when it comes to Ramadan the focus is just the food that we're eating. Like, yes, we're fasting throughout the whole day, but I don't think we should be focusing on whipping up 5-star meals every night. It completely takes away from what the actual point of Ramadan is and what it is that we're actually supposed to be doing. But you don't need to be in that kitchen from literally 1 p.m. up until when it's time to break our fast, which is exactly why I suggest meal prepping, because I feel like once you meal prep, you're not going to be putting too much energy into cooking. It just took a lot of time out of our hands. We're never able to actually do what it is that we want to do when it comes to Ramadan. Like, I feel like with meal prepping, it's definitely going to save you time, and with that time you could definitely be doing something more productive. And like I said, it's probably not going to be possible for everybody to meal prep, but if you're not able to meal prep, then I definitely say we don't have to be chefing it up every day. Like, if you have guests coming over or if you're hosting something, that's different. Another thing I know is growing up, all the food that we were making just led to a bunch of people eating, and then another mess, somebody having to clean that up, somebody missing tarawih, or somebody not being able to go to tarawih. And another thing that I want to mention is that if you are gonna cook, like, please make sure that you're cooking. You start cooking like literally around like 3 or something. Just make sure that by the time it's time to break your fast, the food is already done cooking and the kitchen's already clean. You know what I mean? Meal prepping is definitely gonna save you time, and it's definitely gonna allow you to be more in that Ramadan spirit. But yeah, definitely meal prep, you guys. My plan for meal prepping is to meal prep something each week, 2 different meals for each week. The next thing I feel like we should all add into our Ramadan prep to make sure that we have a productive Ramadan, develop a daily routine. And when I say develop a daily routine, I literally mean to sit down and curate a routine for yourself. Like morning routine, afternoon routine, evening routine, night routine. And when I say curate this, it doesn't have to be to a T. Like, that's the type of person that you are, that you can do that. But it's just to give you a general idea of what your day is gonna look like, and also going to help ensure that you know what you're gonna be doing at a certain time of the day. And the whole reason why I feel like we should do this is to, again, I feel like it's going to just help you achieve whatever it is that you're trying to achieve during Ramadan more easily, because now you know exactly when you're going to be doing it. The first step is to figure out what it is that you want to achieve and what it is that you want to get done, and then the second step is to curate that routine so that you're actually able to do it and you know what time of the day you're going to be doing it. For example, if your goal was to make sure you go to Jum'ah on a Friday, then you know that by the time that it's like 11, almost noon, you're going to be like, okay, today gotta go to Jum'ah because that's exactly what I'm trying to do. That's what's in my routine. If you already have a daily routine, then it's like you can just tweak it to make it more ibadah focused, more Ramadan focused, and more your Ramadan goal focus and that you have a successful Ramadan. Like the goal here is to make sure that you have a successful Ramadan. No more flop Ramadan, y'all. And something else I'm going to throw in is that I forgot to mention is to also make sure you write down your du'as. I did this last year and girl, best believe came through, because when it was time to make them du'as, I went. So definitely make sure you're writing down those du'as. You're writing it down in how you want to say them, like, and how you want to execute them in terms of when you're actually making that du'a. And then the last and final thing that I'm going to mention is basically just cut out the actual haram things. I don't feel like I need to sit here and explain to y'all what's haram and what's not. For me, this is something that I've been doing so far each Ramadan, and that's basically cutting out listening to music. It's a hard one. Let's just say it's a hard one. It's still hard for me. Everybody's different. Everybody has different lifestyles. Everybody's doing different things. You know what that is for yourself. So during Ramadan, actually cut out the haram things and try to maintain it as well. Like the point of Ramadan is to literally have a whole month to just dedicate it to just perfecting ourselves and to perfecting our deen. The whole reason why we have month solely focused on that is so that it can carry on into the rest of the year. So it's like if you have something that you're trying to cut out and you're trying to like stop doing, try to maintain that as soon as Ramadan is over as well. Inshallah, Allah makes it easier for all of us. But that is all for today. Hopefully you guys were able to learn something from here. Hopefully y'all were able to get some tips and tricks. Hopefully y'all were able to take some notes, and hopefully you guys were able to incorporate some of the things that I mentioned into your own Ramadan prep. Something else that I also want to mention is that this Ramadan, inshallah, my plan is to film Ramadan weekly vlogs. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'm so excited to finally do this in a way where I know that I'm gonna be fully committed to it. Stay tuned for the Ramadan weekly vlogs. It's gonna be a productive time. If you guys like watching Ramadan oriented content or just videos, definitely subscribe, definitely tune in. We'll be producing a Ramadan weekly vlog for each week of Ramadan. So if you guys are watching, make sure you guys subscribe, and I will see you guys in my Ramadan weekly vlogs.